Hello, and welcome to the B.A.S.S, Big and Small Screens. Today, today I'd like. Wait, no, hold on. That's better. Today, today I'd like to talk about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Now, this is a movie that I did not see in theaters. I went online to cineplex.com just last night and paid to be able to watch it in the comfort of my home. And I had heard some people online talking about how, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny bombed in the theaters. It didn't do great in terms of money, like earning it back and whatnot. And I heard other people online talking about how it was, shall we say, not good. There's a lot of like bad comments about it that I saw here and there. Some talking about the CGI, um, some talking about the characters and whatnot, and how it wasn't a good Indiana Jones movie, etc., etc., etc. I've seen a few things like that. And after I finished watching it, the only question I had in my mind was how anybody who likes Indiana Jones could think that this was not a good movie. This was a great movie in my mind. Um, I'm going to put it out right now uh, at the very beginning here of my little review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I give it a 9 out of 10 or a 4.5 out of 5, if you will. It was fantastic. Now, feel free to take that with a grain of salt because I also liked Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. I liked that one too. So feel free to take my opinions with a grain of salt. But I did enjoy Dial of Destiny. It proved to be interesting. Uh, we're going to be delving into spoiler territories now. The the CGI used to make Harrison Ford's face younger for some of the scenes that took place in the past when he would have been younger. Um, it was it wasn't bad. It did not look bad. It looked quite natural, but I could still tell it was CG, which is why I'm just kind of like, I'm not sure it's worth caring about. Like I could tell it was CG, but it was still good. It did the job. Um, and I really liked the whole scene in the beginning back in uh, Nazi Germany with him and what's the actor's name? Plays his friend. He's been in a few things. I'm not sure. Oh God, give me a second. I need the actor's name. Indiana Jones. There we go. And the Dial of Destiny. There's the cast. Ooh, yes. This is what I want. Toby Jones. Toby Jones playing Basil Shaw was great. Indy's friend, uh, definitely sort of in the realm of some of the other friends Indy has had on adventures that need Indy to kind of um, keep an eye on them. Very very cool. Mads Mikkelsen in this as Nazi scientist Dr. Voller Mwah, wonderful, beautiful cameo by John Rice Davies as Sala. Also, another cameo by Antonio Banderas, which I was not expecting. I was not expecting that. Uh, Younger actor, Ethan Isidore, who played Teddy Kumar, who's kind of a teenager in this, who gets roped in along because of Helena Shaw, daughter to Toby Jones's Basil Shaw in the movie. She uh, shows up, played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, does a fantastic job. Shows up to get Indiana Jones to go with her because you see, Indiana Jones is her godfather to get the half of the Antikythera, I believe it's called. Where's the name? Yeah, the Antikythera, the wonderful, wonderful dial of destiny. That's supposed to be one half of it, and there's another half somewhere out there that needs to be found. And the Nazis, of course, wanted it back then in the war, but now it's 1969, uh, a few days before man lands on the moon. And it gets quite complicated because Dr. Voller, who was a Nazi scientist, is now working for NASA and was one of the people responsible to help put men on the moon. Because big reference there to Operation Paperclip, which was something that actually happened after the war, World War II, when those scientists were basically taken in by America for various political reasons and whatnot. But we have a big, like, world-spanning Indiana Jones style adventure to get the dial before the Nazis do, and you find out over the course of the movie that the dial itself isn't magical or mystical or anything weird, but it does predict fissures in time. And the Nazis want it because they want to use it to then find a fissure in time to take them back to like 1939 in the early days of the war. And apparently, they want to use it to kill Hitler, but then, with their foreknowledge, lead the Nazis to victory in the war because they know all of the mistakes that were made, which cost them the victory the first time around. That is a heck of a plan. And it is definitely one of those plans that has this weight behind it of evil that the good guys need to stop. And Indiana Jones as a franchise is no stranger to having Nazis in it as the bad guys. They, I believe it was like Raiders of the Lost Ark, not Temple of Doom, but the Last Crusade had it. I don't believe Crystal Skull did. I believe Crystal Skull had the Russians, and then this newest one. So 3 out of the 5 entries have had Nazis, and I'm okay with that. Nazis make a good bad guys to fight against. Hmm. What else is there to talk about in this movie? Uh, Karen Allen does have a brief cameo in it as Marion. Um, Towards the end of the movie, there is a unlike Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which kind of hinted at passing the torch on to Indy's son. You don't have that in this one. Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Helena is Indy's goddaughter, um, and she is big spoiler warning here. So if you don't want to be spoiled on things, go watch the movie. But Helena Shaw is a criminal. She absolutely starts off as a criminal, steals the half of the dial that Indy has secreted away once he shows it to her, uh, travels to Morocco and tries to auction it off for money. And that's what she is basically doing. She's a con artist and a criminal. And yet, she still ends up kind of going along with Indy and learning from him that some things are worth protecting, some things are worth sacrificing for. And while she is not, the movie does not really set her up to be uh, the next bearer of the torch, so to speak, for Indiana Jones and the Adventures. I'm still going to say that I think she'd be an excellent choice for it. And not only because in this movie there is a whole bit with uh, Shia LaBeouf's character, the one that played Indiana's son. There is a moment when you find out towards the end of the movie that he signed up, went to war, and died in the war, and that death is what caused Indiana and Marion to part because he didn't know how to grieve, how to talk to her. Like the death like pulled them apart. And he's older and bitter towards the beginning of things. It's a different take, a different showcasing of Indiana Jones in his old age, because I believe he's like 70 in the movie. He doesn't do a lot of action, um, and they kind of make mention of his age and the fact that he's been through so much, that he just hurts all over and having trouble climbing a wall. It's quite good. And yeah, they don't really pass that torch along. They don't make it a point of doing that or hinting at that like they did in Crystal Skull. But I feel Helena Shaw could be an interesting person, an interesting character to continue to carry forth Indiana Jones's ideals into the future, because she is like, as a character, she has had a journey, uh, and I think she has learned that money isn't everything. Over the course of this movie, it's really interesting, and I quite enjoy what they've done with it. Now, this is only my opinion. It's up to you to make up your own opinion. Um, and so on that note, I would like to thank you all so much for joining me today uh, on the base as I talk about this movie. Feel free to subscribe if you like the videos that I'm doing. Feel free to give the like button a tap, give the bell a tap to be notified when new videos go live. And if you have any comments you would like to leave down below, do you agree or disagree with me that Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is a good uh, movie? Um, if you think it's a bad movie, that's your opinion and you're entitled to have it. I think it is quite a good movie. Um, do you think they should make more Indiana Jones movies? Should they try and get Harrison Ford to reprise his role? Should they recast it? Personally, I don't think they should recast it. I think Indiana Jones, as a character, has had a wonderful 5 movies, and I think that should be it. They should let him rest. However, I do believe they should, you know, do some more movies in that universe. You don't need Indiana Jones to make a good movie. You can have a new character, Helena Shaw, for instance. Um, so yeah, leave your comments below. If you can think of any movies or TV shows that you think I should check out in the future, please leave them below as well. And maybe I'll get around to watching them. So, yes, do all that. And until next time, stay safe, do your self care, your hydration, do what you need to do. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.